Brodie Brazil here at SAP Center with a recap of Game 66 on the season. Yes, it was the third and final head-to-head meeting between the Sharks and Preds this season. And yes, it was a 3-2 San Jose defeat to Nashville. But even more interesting, can you believe tonight was the 33rd game played by the Sharks this year, which was decided by a single goal. 50% of their total games all season long have been decided by the slimmest of margins. Which brings some question and some frustration, like what if just a few things would have gone different in some or most of those games? How would the Sharks look different in the standings? It also makes you think about the future. What if these are the games they can turn around and be better in next season? Obviously, their record and results will fare far better.
I mean, I think we played well. We got a lot of sustained chances, and it's just frustrating just to lose another one-goal game like that. Whether it's going good or it's going bad, you gotta try to be as even-keeled and try to stay steady. If you go way up and way down, that's when you can get in trouble. So, but I mean, this one's gonna sting tonight for sure. I think it's about waking up in the morning, trying to reset, and everyone's got their own way of doing that. But and coming to the rink tomorrow and forget about it.
We'll get to the breakdown of this game in just a second. I also want to tell you they're 11, 13, and 9 in one-goal games this season. But first, this. Full marks to this Sharks fan on the glass during warm-up. You know, Step Brothers, the movie, came out in 2008. And while Mac and Smitty don't do bunk beds, we don't think, this definitely fits their vibe. Kind of reminds us of the good old days and a Jumbo and Patty meme that somehow I still have saved on my phone. Don't ask. Also this, mid-first period, after Andreas Engeland and Barclay Goodrow are both 5 in the box for fighting, they have this mature discussion about the questionable hit, which spurred the fisticuffs. Amazing, right? Just 1 minute earlier, these two were squabbling, and now they're negotiating. Gotta love hockey. Tonight's big takeaway is the Sharks' third-period comeback effort, but to truly appreciate it, we unfortunately need to relive the first 40 where they just took too many penalties, spent too much time in the box, and Nashville made San Jose pay for that yet again. It's 5-on-4, just 8 minutes into the first period here. Philip Forsberg looking more like some retro Peter Forsberg back in the day. Little skating show, then went short side, bar down on the wrister. And discipline was a problem for the Sharks in the early parts of this game. Only 1 minor penalty in the first period, but 3 more minor penalties taken by the Sharks in the second period, which put the Preds here on the power play again. After a little flurry out in front of the net, puck comes out, puck goes over to Steven Stamkos, and yeah, that's his wheelhouse right there. Nashville up 2-0. That's their 7th power play goal against the Sharks in their first 8 periods head-to-head on the season. All the while, we should mention how perfect UC Saros was in the first 40 minutes. This was the first time for San Jose facing the Vezina-caliber goalie this season, and we know sometimes how this campaign shots just haven't been there for San Jose game to game, in quality or quantity, but they were tonight, and Saros was unblemished in the first 2 periods. So that brings us to the headline of the night, and how about this? It's a good one. 2 Sharks goals within a 14-second span. Patrick Giles getting the very first of his NHL career, and Colin Graf getting his second on the campaign and also of his career. And just like that, San Jose was right back in this game. Carl Grundstrom here, 3:42 into the third stanza, supports the wall battle, gets the puck out to Patrick Giles. The Sharks just picked him up in that Vanacek trade to Florida, and Giles picks up his first ever NHL goal. That's got to be quite the feeling right there. And then right off the next draw, the puck ends up behind the Nashville goal. Saros gets it out, but his teammates turn it over. It's Smith to Graf to the back of the net. It's only Colin Graf's second goal on the season and second on the career, but 51 has been playing some really good hockey lately, and it's great to see that get rewarded right here.
Yeah, I actually liked our game. Yeah, had some good chances. Obviously the penalties, it just takes momentum up, away from our group and the flow of the game. And obviously we liked 4 lines, but I thought we're going pretty good. And when you take penalties, it slows the flow down. But I thought we had some good chances, really good chances. Second, Soros makes some really good saves. I thought we did a pretty good job defensively. I thought our breakouts were better. I think we had them for 6 5-on-5 chances against. Man, when you do that, you should win hockey games.
Kiefer Bellows of Nashville got his first goal of the season. It turned out to be the game winner for the Preds in the third period. And yes, Nashville takes all three against San Jose head-to-head this season. Up next for the Sharks, it's an interesting pair of games here on Thursday night. Chicago comes into town, so of course that's the Celebrini-Bedard battle of the past two first overall draft picks head-to-head. And then on Saturday, Alexander Ovechkin and his great 8 chase come here to the tank. Pretty sure he's not going to get the NHL goals record on that Saturday afternoon game, but he might by the end of this season. We'll see if he can add to that total here on Saturday, but you know what? I'd be okay if he didn't.